What is going on, everybody? Lone Chemist Podcast, episode 26.
Whoa.
I'm Batman. Sorry, I just had to, really embrace my fucking Superman or Superboy or I can't like.
You're right, man.
See, I was trying to do something like interesting for the intro, and I just ended up tripping over my words. So like, whatever, we'll just move on with our lives. It's fine.
Take two.
No, there's no second take. This is live, baby. My name is Johnny. I'm the Lone Chemist, and you guys, you may have wanted it. You may have asked for it. I don't give a fuck what you want. I wanted this. I have Alex from HiTop Films back. I'm kidding. I love all you guys. I care about what you want. I have Alex from HiTop Films back, wearing deceptively all black and having a black set.
Wait,
too.
I'm wearing red pants, man. See it? See my knee right there?
Oh, so you're like
so I'm not completely emo. I'm just a hipster douche.
Oh, so you're like Black Widow. I mean, I have my Deadpool mask here. I can wear
You should wear it the entire podcast. I'll do like a whole fucking interview with Deadpool.
All right. Well, when you start doing lessons in your channel, I'll have like a cameo and I'll speak in the Ryan Reynolds voice, something like that. All right, but yeah, episode 26. HiTop Films is back. I think this is your
fourth.
I think this is fifth. Because
is this fifth?
Yeah. So you were on episode 9 and 10, and then came back on like 13 or 14 when I was like in November. Then earlier this year we did one and like we bitched about James Gunn and shit, and now you're back. So this is number.
And now James Gunn's back too. So that's the real.
We're coming full circle, baby. We're coming full circle. Yeah. So how's it going, man?
I was gonna talk to you and can say congratulations on getting 100K views, man. I'm talking to a big boy now.
Oh yeah, sure, yeah. But dude, like, well, first of all, thank you. I'm like, like I told you, like, I was really proud of that video, and so the fact that it's actually getting views is like awesome to me. I don't give a shit about like being monetized or some shit, but like, It was just weird how like that movie, that video was sticking at 9,000 views for the longest time, and then all of a sudden it just like got massive. I don't know what the fuck happened. Like maybe
YouTube
the Thanos memes really drove traffic to it. I have no idea.
It's Marvel. It's Marvel month, man.
It's
like we got.
Yeah, it is.
Dude, we never talked Captain Marvel, man. Did you see it?
Yeah.
Okay. So I take it you didn't love it.
I think that it was competent. I thought it was kind of fun. The nuke scene was cool. Ronan was actually surprisingly a pretty decent performance. I forget who plays him, but I just like the characterization of Captain Marvel was just not there. I just like her character had nothing. Like it was just flat and like honestly, like it's like you said in your fucking review, like this is the person who's supposed to come in and save everybody in the Avengers, like from Thanos, and they literally just don't have her do anything that actually makes me care about her. Like I just don't give a fuck about the movie.
She's like the new face of the MCU.
Exactly.
She's going. That's what has me. I'm writing a video on Guardians 2 right now, and I go on this long tangent in it. Here's an exclusive, and I talk about how I think the reason I'm disillusioned with all the MCU movies at this point is because I don't care about any of the new characters. Like, I like Doctor Strange. I like Black Panther. But they're no Tony Stark. They're no Steve Rogers to me. They're no Peter Quill. So, like, after Endgame, I just don't, I'm not, like, super excited for what comes next because that's probably the end of all the characters that I fucking grew up with and cared about.
Yeah, exactly. And, like, I mean, thankfully, they seem to be going in a direction where it's going to be more of the James Gunn kind of, like, ethos for the space stuff. So maybe we'll get some characters that are actually more iconic than... I mean, like you said, I like Doctor Strange a lot. I don't know. I guess maybe it's kind of deceptive because I just love Benedict Cumberbatch as.
Same. Yeah. Anything.
And like I like Spider-Man. I don't have a lot of hope for Far From Home, to be completely honest with you.
Oh yeah, we could chat about that. But like, dude. I watched Spider-Man 2 last night and I made a tweet. I'm like, oh, it's still the best superhero movie, which got got so much shit, man. But dude, unless a Spider-Man movie has as much creativity or as much like passion behind it as Spider-Man 2 or Into the Spider-Verse, like how can I go watch Into the Spider-Verse and then be excited for Far From Home? I just don't think it's for me. I think I've just like not that Spider-Man is just one that I just have to skip over. I'll go play the game. I'll fucking go rewatch the Raimi movies for the 50th time. I'll go read the new comics right now. But
yeah, like the thing that kind of like grinds my gears is like, like I thought this when I first saw the movie, and like you put it into words because you're a lot more coherent with like how you feel about Spider-Man than I am. But like, I felt seriously, like, I felt this like from the first time I saw Spider-Man: Homecoming in 2017. I felt that it was so not relatable, and I couldn't really understand why it wasn't relatable. Because I'm like, it's an innocent kid, like he has powers, and like he's trying to figure himself out and stuff. I'm like, why aren't I relating to this? Like Spider-Man's my favorite superhero, and it's because nothing happens of consequence or of importance to Peter in the entire movie until the third act, when he actually is acting like Spider-Man, when he spares the Vulture's life and all that shit. But literally, like, the whole point of Spider-Man as a character is that, like, even when Peter's life sucks, even when everything goes wrong, he still feels like he has to be Spider-Man because he knows that it's his destiny, and he knows it's
man. I was just like, I was fucking literally crying last night. Exposed. HiTop Films, Crybaby Bitch, exposed.
That'll be the thumbnail for the podcast.
I was watching Spider-Man 2, and at the very end when he like says to Mary Jane that he can't be with her, and he lets her go be with her husband, I'm like, that's the most heroic fucking thing I've ever seen in my entire life. He's like, oh, go be happy, because like this is, it's my gift, but it's also not my gift to keep. It's my gift to give. And I have to be this Spider-Man guy. And when he fucking stands up on that goddamn crane and puts on the mask like through the tears, I want that, man. It doesn't need to be just like Spider-Man 2, but I want that emotional like weight to it, where like, okay, this kid's just a sweet fucking kid. No matter what happens to him, no matter how hard he gets beat the fuck down, he always like fucking gets back up. Yeah. But speaking of, I was going to say, speaking of emotional weight, Shazam came out, and that's fucking great.
But first, like, I want to speak about Spider-Man 2 a little bit more, like because I love this movie so much. Like I think even going beyond like consequence, there has to be a degree of sacrifice in Spider-Man movies, and like in Spider-Man, in the MCU Spider-Man. I mean, you can argue that he does in Infinity War, maybe accidentally, because he gets in that ship and has no idea where it's going. But like, there has to be a degree of willing sacrifice in Spider-Man, I feel like, to make the character work, because he could just as easily, like the raindrops keep falling on my head scene in Spider-Man 2, like he knowingly is like, I don't want to sacrifice anymore, I don't want to fucking hurt anymore, I just want to be me. And then the sense of arrival you get when he actually sacrifices things to become Spider-Man again and save Mary Jane, like you don't see that a lot. And I feel like with the MCU Spider-Man, like they don't have that part of the character actually on the screen. I'm not saying he's not good as an actor. I love Tom Holland.
Yeah, I love Tom Holland too.
Yeah, but
maybe it's just like, I don't know, because I see all these 15-year-olds on Twitter and stuff, because I assume most of my audience is like around 15, 16, 17. But, and they're always like, yeah, I find Holland the most relatable. And I guess maybe like their generation, he's the most relatable, but like I'm 19 and I'm telling you, he's probably the least relatable to me personally. And that's just a matter of personal opinion. Like, if anything, Garfield's the most relatable because he's like an asshole and I'm kind of an asshole and like chip on my shoulder. And like just getting when you're in high school, man, it feels like the whole world is you're on your fucking shoulders. And Toby, I felt that in those movies. When he's delivering fucking pizzas, it's so stressful, even though he's just delivering pizzas. And I just relate more to a guy delivering pizzas than a guy wearing an Iron Man suit is like more my speed personally. But yeah, I mean, maybe kids these days relate more to Holland, and we're just a bunch of old fucks sitting here talking about it.
Yeah, and also like you and I have kind of an unhealthy obsession with Spider-Man, so it's
that's true.
Whatever, it's healthy for us. But all right, so anyway, back on Shazam. So I saw Shazam, and Alex has seen it. I think you've seen it twice now, right?
Yes, I saw it. I saw it 2 days ago, and then I saw it at the preview show from like 2 weeks ago.
Same here. Which, first of all, I'm so pissed that I didn't see it a week early when like I had the opportunity to do that through like the Fandango thing that I.
Oh, you should have, man.
Yeah, I really should have, but I'm a fucking hack. But I had to work, so like fuck me, right? Yeah. So let's talk about Shazam. Like I really enjoyed it. It was weird. It was like, well, first of all, let's talk about logistics. David F. Sandberg directing this is so inspiring to people.
It's a triumph.
Yeah, it's like he's somebody who was making shorts a couple years ago for like nothing at all. He made 2 horror movies, and also I want to get into his horror movie aesthetic because it comes through in this movie pretty nicely.
Oh, nice.
But like it's the ultimate testament of if you have talent, drive, and you have effort, you can do anything, which is like so inspiring. Which is like it fits in well to why you do a superhero movie.
How cool was it that his wife had a role in Shazam? Do you remember it? Because like the girl from like his wife from Lights Out, the short,
Yeah.
Like he was in all his shorts. She was the assistant to Savannah, or like the researcher at Savannah Industries that got. I don't know if we're talking spoilers, but the researcher that got like fried.
All right, we can talk spoilers. It's fine. Fuck
okay,
it.
cool.
I'll put a disclaimer in the chat real quick. Spoilers, all caps, for Shazam.
I'll just scream out spoiler before I say anything, so they can mute real quick if they want, and then
Shazam spoilers, lightsaber.
Yeah, the assistant that got fried by the door when he was writing the symbols and she touched it. That's Sandberg's wife, and I thought that's so cool. He like put his, I love when the filmmakers put their brother, like James Gunn or like fucking Sam Raimi, Ted Raimi, Bruce Campbell. There's like, I love when they bring their people along with them.
Yeah, and in terms of like the filmmaking, before we get into like our sentiments of the plot, I love that like you could tell that this guy got his start in thrillers and horrors, like in the movie. Mm-hmm. Like for example, like when the person phased the dust after they touch a doorknob, the whole boardroom scene, like when you see like the pane glass and they're all like screaming and like tapping on the windows and stuff.
I love that boardroom scene. I thought it was great. It was dark. Yeah. I was surprised that it went that gritty.
Yeah, like. It was strange. Like, I mean, obviously it wasn't on the same level as the operating room scene in Spider-Man 2, but like it was kind of in the same ethos where it's like someone's embracing like a formative part of their film career in a movie that maybe is not really receptive to that, which I just loved. Like that. I
love that shit too.
Yeah, and like the way he frames shots, like I just he's a fucking talented guy. He's got a lot to give for sure.
I really hope that on the next movie he goes wackier with the cinematography and visuals. Like I want crazy shots. I want like the shots of Aquaman in Shazam 2, because I feel like this one he had so much to do, like nailing that screenplay, getting the tone right. And sometimes when you focus on that, which is arguably more important than like having a beautiful looking, like Aquaman, where it's like, okay, we're going to have 17 camera moves in one scene.
Yeah. Exactly.
I want him to go. I want to see the creativity upped by like 500% in the sequel, because now he can.
Yeah,
he signed on to do it, so that's.
He is. Oh, I didn't know that.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So let's just talk about Billy Batson and basically the whole character of Shazam. First of all, I just thought it was funny how like he can't introduce himself in the movie, because if he says his name, he turns back into a kid. So.
Yeah, he can't. I thought that's so cool. I love that they just completely ignored the whole like he was originally called Captain Marvel thing.
Yeah,
they never called him Shazam. Like he never called himself Shazam because he couldn't. So they just ignored it. I thought that was really slick.
Yeah, me too. I really love the fact that like it's not a straight up just superhero movie where he gets powers and he's selfish. It's like you can see that the lack of parental love that he's gotten has made him that way, but he has to shed that part of himself to be a superhero at the end of the day.
Oh, dude, that fucking scene on the roof after he talks to his mom, goosebumps, man. Goosebumps at both times. Like every hair on the back of my neck was standing up. It was just great.
Dude, because like, honestly, like, and like I never tear up during like any superhero movie, really. I love them, that, but like I never really like get emotionally invested where I tear up. And like I was close to it when like literally when he talks to his spoilers again, when he talks to his mom like in the apartment hallway, and like literally he like the whole compass thing, like the whole motif of finding your way home, finding your way back, and then she has no idea what the fuck it is. Like,
oh my god, that was so like, ballsy.
Oh man, like that was really dark.
I think Shazam's definitely hot take here. I think Shazam is definitely the darkest DC movie. And I'm not talking about like faux edgy, this is really serious. But if you just think about the themes that are in there, and just the fact that they go to strip clubs, they drink beer, but it's like all through the guise of a comedy.
Yeah.
And they live in like this giant house, and that family doesn't have much money. Like Savannah comes in and he's like, oh, this place is a shithole when he like comes in at the end. It's a good joke, but it's all through comedy, but it's actually tragedy. It's about a bunch of like poor foster kids finding themselves.
Yeah,
and that's
exactly. Like I just like it. Like I know your favorite word is fresh, so I'm gonna say it again. Just like don't get triggered. but seriously, like it was such an interesting and new take on that kind of movie. And like you said, it's campy, it's goofy, it's silly, but it explores some really like tragic and dark things. Like literally, a guy's like think about that. Like again, spoilers. The Billy Batson's mom loses him at the end of
carnival,
and
then leaves him.
Yeah, and like he's lived his entire life. That was really clever, by the way. The way they showed his memory of like the dart scene, and they showed what actually happened.
Like the idealized like figure of his mother that he had, but it
was
wasn't
so
like
slick.
how she was. Yeah.
Like you said, there's so many things that the film touches on here where it's a completely it's like it touches on so many human things. Like, first of all, like I think about memories sometimes where, like, you know, I idealize things in my life, and the fact that it was tackled in a superhero movie is crazy. The things of abandonment, looking for love, jealousy, envy, and like it's funny that like the 7 deadly sins of people is the fucking actual antagonist of the movie, which is like kind of comes down to it.
And I love the little stuff like, oh, it's a carnival where he loses the final action pieces at a carnival, just stuff like that, little like writing stuff. It just makes the screenplay so tight, and I cannot praise that movie enough for being different and emotional and very mature, even though it didn't have to be mature at all.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
could have been dumb fun, but it wasn't.
Exactly, but it has some of those elements. Like, you know, it's a play on magical. It's a play on magic, and so like it has that campiness, but it has such a real world premise that's baked into it that allows it to feel so real. And like, to go on that point, you know, I wasn't a huge fan of Shazam or Captain Marvel, whatever, when I was a kid. I knew of him. He's usually in Fawcett City, and they send us someone in Philadelphia, which I think is really interesting because it's such a fantastical, crazy thing. All these DC movies are usually set in fictional cities, and the fact they ground this one in reality, in not only the themes, but the actual setting where it is. And I love that. I love how self-referential it was, like referencing Rocky. Like, it's like, wow, this is great. I can't believe Rocky was so hard to get
I love
to.
that scene. Those scenes were so sweet. They were so real. Like, that's actually how 15-year-olds interact with each other. I just love that whole bit. Where they trade in the beer for the junk food and shit, and they're so happy about it, and they're just like chilling on the steps.
Yeah, and like that whole scene where he first busts that robber who like got maced by that woman, like that was hilarious.
Oh yeah, it was funny. It was really funny, dude. That ending though, I don't want to spoil that maybe, but that cameo from a certain character, even though you couldn't see his head, I fucking love that so much. That was the best on-screen version of that character in like the last 20 fucking years, and he was in it for, you didn't even see his fucking head, and he's in it for 3 seconds.
Yeah, exactly. So I do have a couple questions and like maybe a couple issues too. Number one, I think the final battle does kind of stick around a little bit too long. Like,
for sure,
it's kind of drawn out. But like I get it. Like, it's a movie that's completely devoid of those massive action sequences, so you kind of have to like load up at the end. I totally get that. But another thing that was I thought that some of the stuff with Dr. Savannah, while it was like interesting and Mark Strong does a great job here, I thought it was a little bit cheesy, but then I realized it was kind of meant to be like that at a certain point.
Well, yeah, I thought the same thing while I was watching. I was like, oh, this is pretty cheesy. But then the boardroom scene happened, and I was like, okay, this is really supposed to be like Norman Osborn in the first Spider-Man, like Willem Dafoe hamming it up, just like fucking throwing people out windows. In Spider-Man's case, throwing the pumpkin bombs and killing the boardroom.
Yeah.
Like, it was all, I fucking loved it. And I was so shocked that they spent so long in the first act establishing Savannah as a kid, which they didn't show any of in the trailer. I love the fact that they did that.
Yeah, me too. And actually, like, it centers on the fact that, like, he's almost like, the dark version of Billy Batson, where literally, like, his parents don't love him, and then basically that influences how his character actually acts in the rest of the movie. Like, he has no parental love or parental guidance or anything like that, and that causes him to like be not pure of heart. And Billy Batson has the exact same thing, but like basically, instead of like trying to have dominion over people that have wronged him, Billy just genuinely wants to be loved and get what he never had. And like that plays in just so well to the actual themes of the movie. Where, I could literally suck the dick of that screenplay all day. It was so. It was so like mature, but also so silly and fresh and really zany. Like, it hit pretty much every mark that I wanted from a screenplay from that kind of movie.
I hope it makes a shit ton of money. I hope they greenlight that fucking sequel. I hope it makes more than all the other shitty ones.
Yeah. Now I want to ask you this though. So I don't know much about Shazam as a character. Are the ending scene when, like, spoiler, the foster kids basically like touch the staff and like they become like basically magical and stuff, is it like a team of wizards in the actual like the comics and shit?
I haven't read the New 52 Shazam, but I've Dad, you and I used to, when I was a little kid, like the old classic Shazam, and I think usually it's just Mary and Freddy have powers, but that's like 2 years into it, like Captain Marvel Jr. and Mary Marvel, but I don't think that the whole Foster family had powers until it may be in the New 52. If not, then this movie is the first thing to do it. But those like other foster kids aren't really super prominent from what I know of. But I could be fucking wrong. I could be talking out my ass right now. But
which is like, it's totally fine. Like, you know, I like the fact that we took some liberties with it. And also, I think Adam Brody as the grown up Freddy, I thought that was hilarious. He looks exactly like him.
Dude, I hope that they don't have their powers in the second movie. I hope that it's just back to Shazam.
Yeah, it was the one-time thing.
Because I don't know how interesting it is if there's 7 fucking godlike wizards running around. Like, it's cool and it's fun, and it really worked in this movie. It's all about family. But the fact that all these characters would get to keep their powers, even though they haven't gone through the arc that Billy went through, seems like, I don't know. I doubt they're gonna make them all have powers, because that's fucking A, expensive because you have to do that. B, just like a mess to manage if they like have to include all those characters in the sequel.
Yeah.
All the like adult versions. The kids can be in this. Kids were great. And I fucking hate child actors usually. So I was shocked that all the kids were, you know, pretty good actors. Yeah. Especially Freddy was like fucking amazing.
Yeah, he was great. And like it was interesting too because like, you know, I thought they were going to do the cliche thing where it's like, okay, it's the handicapped kid who's jealous of the kid who has powers. They did it in a really, really interesting way where like he wasn't, obviously he was jealous because of that. But he was like, no, like I would use this to actually save people. I'm not using this to like actually be a selfish asshole.
Yeah, he's literally for fucking tip. I thought that was so funny.
Yeah,
Billy when he, man, someone says that the 52 Shazam has the entire, so that's where it came from.
Okay, interesting.
In the chat.
Oh yeah, and someone asked at the Lone Chemist and how you guess HiTop Films too. Is Shazam on the same level as the first Raimi Spider-Man?
Ooh. I think maybe the script is, but the first Raimi Spider-Man from a directing standpoint, like Sam Raimi was already like peak Raimi. So every shot of the first Sam Raimi Spider-Man is so creative and so full of momentum. And Sandberg could get there. He'll definitely fucking get there at this. But I would say that the first Spider-Man has a little bit of an up on. They're both fucking great in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure. I think for me, like preferentially, you know, maybe over time Shazam will get to that kind of classic level that Spider-Man 1 has. I mean, for me, like the first Raimi Spider-Man, it's cheesy and goofy, but god damn does it nail the fucking character so well. Like it's just crazy.
Man.
Like,
oh man, I could gush about. I got to make my video. I like put it on hold for now, but man. It'll happen eventually, dude, but I need the right tools. I want to have all these skits in it. I'll tell you later, but I want to have all these like really involved. I want to up the quality of this video to a new level. So I'm waiting till I can do that.
Yeah, dude, I bought this pocket 4K camera from not from Blackmagic, from what the fuck's the company called? I think it's DJI, I think. So
okay, cool.
If you want to cameo, let me know.
No, I will, dude. Dude, if you had the fucking Blackmagic, I'd die on a wait list for a Blackmagic 4 months at this point.
Like, why though? Like,
because apparently they stopped making them. According to like all the websites, the parts are out at the moment. Like, they haven't built any new ones yet, so I'm stuck on this fucking wait list.
Oh god, piece of shit.
Yeah, because I want to film a short so bad, but I have to wait.
Yeah, but you could be like Steven Soderbergh, film on an iPhone and
iPhone. But see, I hate the way iPhones look. And I saw Unsane, his movie, and I love it. Yeah. But I still hate the way iPhones look. I don't know why. I just do.
Yeah, like they're.
It looks almost tell.
It looks almost like a sitcom when like you look at a video you make on like an iPhone. The resolution is, it's almost like the resolution maps too well, where it's like it literally just looks like someone like selling you a soap commercial and like
everything. Everything's fucking flat. There's no, and you can get like focus rings and shit and apps that will increase it, but still, I'd rather just have a goddamn camera.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, like but it's called the Osmo. It's called the it's from DJI, and it's basically it's like
Osmo.
Yeah, Osmo. That's what it is. Yeah, I bought it 2 days ago. It's gonna come like I think tomorrow. I'm pretty excited about it.
Oh, dude, it's so nice. I've used it before.
You have?
Yeah, I recommend. Is it the one that like you attach your phone to it and then it's a separate little lens spins around, but you control it through your phone?
No, so this one, like, it was a cheaper to get its own camera. Actually, it's a really small one, and basically it's the only thing that's bad about it is like I probably, if I want to like go on the road and film something, it'll probably be like the audio probably really shitty, so I have to like get my own microphone or something. But the way it looks is great, and the auto stabilization that it does is like pretty beautiful. So
nice, man. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, so I might actually start like making actual, shit instead of like, my video essays and all that.
No, man, you're fucking. I don't want to spoil, but your Birdman video, it needs to come out.
Yeah, I know, dude. Like, I'm getting to the point where it's like I really want to like I want to put something fresh like into like the video essay like for YouTube sphere where it's like
fresh,
so fresh, so clean, but like they're everyone and their mother does like fucking keyframing. Everyone and their mother does jump cuts. Then they have like fucking humor and stuff. I really want to make my video essay something that's like it's a piece of art that I really am proud of, instead of like, oh, it's another video essay to fucking throw in the heap and stuff. So like,
dude, same. Yeah, I feel you.
But no, but dude, your style, it's like
But see, like the thing is, I think you have a style, but you think you know what I mean, and you think that I have a style. But I don't know that I have a style because I'm not trying to have a style, and neither are you. But we both have styles. But I feel you as in I want to up it and make it more of my art than just like a video essay.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's one thing to be a pretentious guy talking in a microphone and like making stupid dick jokes and stuff for a couple minutes, but it's another thing entirely to like to really expend the effort and make something like with your hands. Like
fucking. Did you see Patrick Williams' Marvel series?
Oh yeah.
Oh my god. Some of the shots in that are so good.
I know.
I'm watching and I'm like, dude, he made those in one, like he made that like so fucking quick, that whole series. And I was like, god damn.
Yeah, I mean, he's great, and also, I mean, like the biggest one for like editing and stuff is Captain Christian. Which is he dead? Like I don't know.
Dude, I think he might like secretly like be a fucking directing an indie film because he just goes off the grid for that and comes back. He must be making something, or maybe he's just takes his AdSense money and retires.
Yeah, but honestly though, I mean, like his videos, they're legitimately art. Like the way he edits and shit, like fuck, like I would sell my soul to be as good at editing and keyframing and shit as he is. Because like, and like usually people that do all the advanced keyframe stuff, they usually do it on Premiere or something like that, or After Effects. He does it all on Final Cut Pro and like Photoshop, obviously. Like
that's nuts.
That's
man.
Like. How?
Yeah, and I edit on fucking Final Cut. I feel like a piece of shit now because
like, dude, I try to have my shit look good. I'm like, it's never gonna look that good. Fuck. I quit. Whatever. I'm going to have. Fuck it. I don't give a shit anymore.
Yeah, go get that PhD, and I'll go to school.
Dude,
I'm retiring.
Dude, like actually, so I forgot to tell you this. My advisor found out that I make videos and shit, and
oh boy,
and
how was that?
So instead of chastising me because I have like I have a hobby, he said, "Hey, we want to do this podcast like in our department of guest speakers. How about you produce that for me?" I'm like,
"Oh, nice."
No, it's not nice because I have to fucking bring all my goddamn equipment to fucking school.
So you're like, okay. Oh fuck, man. But I thought it was like a job opportunity. Are they gonna pay you, or was it like, why don't you do?
It's why don't you do this? Yeah.
Oh, that's the worst. That's absolutely the worst. I fucking like when I worked at a film company in high school.
Yeah.
I'd edit these fucking speeches of the boss just giving these speeches, and I would just be like, do I have to? And they'd be like, oh, it'd be nice if you did. And then I'm like, oh fuck, I guess like I'm sitting on my ass for 14 hours listening to this person talk.
Wait, what's the quote from Days of Confused? You'd be a lot cooler if you did. Like it's the same shit.
Dude, I need to fucking I love that. I need to watch it again. I love that movie. I haven't seen it in so long, but I've only seen it once, and when I was like, oh, this is one of my favorite movies when I watched it. Never watched it again for some reason.
Dude, Dazed and Confused, in my view, is probably one of the best hangout movies of all time. It's like when you watch that movie, like after you've seen it over and over again, you don't feel like you're watching a movie. You feel like you're hanging out with friends you haven't seen in fucking 6 or 8 months or whatever. Like that's how it feels to watch that movie.
That's a fucking good genre that you just made up right there.
Yeah, hangout movies. Like fucking.
Dude, what's another good one? I think Iron Man. The first Iron Man is definitely.
First Iron Man for sure.
Like I could watch that with my buddies anytime, and just hang out with Tony Stark. Yeah,
for sure. And like to a degree, you know, another Linklater, which is why Linklater I think is so great. Like a lot of his movies are hangout movies. Like Boyhood, I think is a good hangout movie. Like, you know, it's obviously it's a long movie and it's very drawn out, but like you feel like you actually know the characters towards the end of it because you see them grow up. So it's like, oh shit, like that's crazy.
Before Sunrise is not a hangout movie.
But it's not.
That's a cry by yourself movie. But
yeah, same. Yeah, I agree.
Did you see his baseball movie that he made? I forget what it's called. It's like, oh my god, I like have to look this up in a
Everybody
second.
Wants Some, I think it's called.
Yes. I watched that. Yeah, it's pretty good. It wasn't one of his best. It wasn't like bad, but it was pretty good. I just watched that recently.
Yeah. Linklater's you know. And it sucks I have a fucking job because I would just do video essays full time. Anyway, like I have a script for a Linklater video essay that I ended up just turning into a podcast with one of my friends because I like couldn't commit time to do it at the time. Mm-hmm. And like basically like he presents life as it actually is, and it's like when you look at his movies, you don't really see like the big ass moments of life and cinematic tropes, like, you know, someone driving by slow motion on a bridge and like having a kiss happen, like, you know, with the sunrise and shit.
They're so natural and
exactly
real.
It's like when you look back on your life, you don't remember these massive conversations. You remember getting stoned with your friends in the back of a car. You remember having a party in the woods. You remember, like, you know, a fight you had with somebody. Like,
yeah, man.
Like those moments, like, and like when you watch the movie, you're like, oh, it's just a small moment. Like, what's the plot of this movie? And by the end of it, you feel like you've experienced life, which is like, I think that's just beautiful. And yeah, like I love Linklater films. For the most part, all his films are iconic.
That was a great speech, man.
Thank you. You know, like, yeah, maybe I will make a video essay about it. I don't know. Who cares?
You should, man. You should make a video essay about the hangout movie genre. Explain your perspective on that. Like feeling close to characters rather than having like a grand adventure with them. It's more of like just chilling around with them. Getting to know them.
Aren't you motherfuckers in the chat? Don't take my idea.
Oh my god, yeah.
I'm just kidding. Like, you know, like another like kind of like genre of film that I think is important is space opera, and directed by none other than our very own James Gunn, which I think we should talk about.
But dude, the thing is that James Gunn's also a hangout movie director.
Oh yeah.
Every Guardians to the script for Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah.
Like all of it is just like getting to know these people, hanging out with these dudes.
Yeah. You know what? Fuck it. Let's talk about this for a little bit. Hangout movies, like they only work if the characters are not only believable, but they have to be likable at a certain point. And so like that's why people like James Gunn write really good hangout movies, because like even if he makes flawed characters, they're still really likable. And the most likable character in the movie, in my opinion, is a fucking CGI raccoon, which is like, that's nuts.
I could start a Rocket fan club, man. That's what my next video is on. Why Rocket Raccoon and his relationship with Yondu, and that focusing on that, and then explaining why that's the best of Marvel.
Yeah.
Like why all these movies work is because you fucking care about a raccoon and a member of the Blue Man Group, like a hick member of the fucking Blue Man Group. And it's just, I love James Gunn. I'm so fucking happy he's back. Yeah, I could say that 50. Dude, I was in, where were you when you got the news? That's
I was sitting
the question.
At my desk at work, and I I'm pretty sure I pulled an all-nighter that week. I don't know if it was the morning after the all-nighter, but like I was dead tired, and I was like, ugh. And so like I saw a tweet. I'm like, what? I'm like, this has to be a troll. I click on it. James Gunn officially rehired by the MCU with his fucking statement. I was like, yes, because dude, you and I, like, we've had 5 podcasts together, and 3 of the 4 were talking about how James Gunn got shafted.
Yeah, James Gunn needs to come back. Where was I? I think I was at Longhorn Steakhouse when like I figured out it was confirmed. I was with my friend who was in town back from college, and Natalie, and I was just like, I thought it was a troll too, because I looked at it, and it just seemed like I had to make sure it was Deadline, right? Like Deadline Hollywood tweeted it. And sometimes people make these fake accounts where it's like Deadline spelled wrong. So I had to make sure, I had to like triple check. I had to search it 17 times to make sure it wasn't bullshit, but I was so happy.
Yeah, dude. Like, let's talk about the situation for a little bit. So like the reason why he was even fired in the first place is, you know, Snowflake Cernovich, aka Mike Cernovich, basically
your nemesis in life.
First of all, like my tweet like got like 400 likes and shit.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
And the dude, I actually got into it in his comment section because like I posted that SpongeBob gif of him like blowing the signs as loser like on his Twitter feed, and people were like, "You're legitimizing a pedophile," and I literally commented, "If you truly think that he was actually acting in good faith and he actually believes James Gunn's a pedophile, you and Cernovich deserve each other."
Oh my! I don't even understand how that thing is still a thing. If you do like even the tiniest bit of research, there is not a single person who has ever like claimed that James Gunn was a pedophile. If anything, he exposed pedophiles.
Exactly.
Like, that was his fucking thing. And now it's just for angry fucking, angry fanboys and angry everything and angry fucking right and angry fucking whatever to be angry about and just be like, oh, you shouldn't be happy that a fucking pedophile is doing a movie.
I'm like, fuck. Like this is the thing that really bothers me. Like, and we'll talk about this a little bit too. Like, sifting, obviously, it's like you go through old tweets or old posts or old Instagrams. Like, you find things that like are either off color or jokes or whatever. When people do that, it's not because they're actively trying to make culture better, because those things are in the past. And if you're actually concerned about culture now, you wouldn't do that. The reason they're doing that is because they actively want to act in bad faith and get the person canceled. Like there's no reason to do that aside from the fact that you want to singularly destroy this person's career.
It just says so much about us as people that we try to ruin people who are more successful than us. That's the.
It just so. Oh God,
dude, it's literally like I'm not fucking famous by any means. I have a tiny, tiny, tiny following. Okay, in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
But like, if I tweet something that offends anything, like I tweeted that I think Johnny Depp's a dick because I heard one time from a PA that he from a PA on a set that he like was spitting and drunk and just like an asshole, right?
Yeah.
Tweeted that. I was like, Johnny Depp's like a fucking dick. And then so many people were just trying to catch me falling. And it just hurts my feelings sometimes. I'm like, you guys follow me on Twitter. You're supposed to support and like my stuff. Why are you trying to cancel me for my opinion? And I really think it goes back to the Norman Osborn quote in the first Spider-Man where he's like, in spite of everything you've done for them, eventually they will hate you. They'd rather see a hero fall, die trying, than to see a hero succeed.
But the one thing they love more than a hero is to see a hero fall.
Yeah, and I really think that's just that is cancel culture. Fucking David Koepp called it back in his screenplay for Spider-Man 1 and Alvin Sargent way back in 2000.
Yeah, it's like I just don't know. And first of all, it's not even speaking the fact that we've said this a million times. He was vetted back in 2012. He apologized publicly and privately. And for the record, I don't think they should have apologized because they're just fucking jokes at the end of the day. And like they know they're jokes and they're jokes. But he apologized for it publicly and privately. And Disney are like, yeah, man, don't worry about it. It's fine. Just make your movie. Don't worry about it. And then just because of the framing it was discovered as, again, that's why they're not going to let him make the movie. That was just a bit hypocritical in my eyes.
Couldn't you just look at the guy? Couldn't you just look at Cernovich? Like anyone from Disney, just look at who's the one who exposed him and realize that it was all just an attempt to cancel him. That was it.
It's a political play. It's what he does. Yeah. He takes people that either disagree with him politically or have dissed him and tried to destroy them. He's done it multiple times. But the funniest thing is, Cernovich ended up helping his career.
Yeah, he got Suicide Squad and he got both. That's so cool.
Like literally, how stupid must he feel? Because literally, he's like, "You're never making a movie ever again. You're done." And he gets a equal movie comparable to Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
I think I said this on the last podcast. I said that he's gonna have the keys to both kingdoms, and now he does. Like, he's gonna make a fucking killer Suicide Squad movie. He's gonna make a great Guardians 3, and now he's gonna be able to do whatever DC movie he wants, whatever Marvel movie he wants, whatever the hell he wants to do, and all because he just stayed quiet, stayed true to himself, apologized, didn't fight back. He just took the L and then moved on. But then they brought him back, and that's so cool.
And I think my conspiracy theorist tinfoil hat kind of thing here. I think they rehired him months ago. I really do. Because there's no way they saw that tweet shit and they thought someone was acting in good faith and trying to cancel him. There's not a chance in the world. I think Disney actually realized, oh shit, this guy is a fucking propagandist and he was trying to cancel him for no reason. So this is why we're going to fucking, take him back. So they probably did it months ago. And it's no coincidence that basically a couple days after they announced the Fox merger had finished, they said we're bringing him back because they want to make sure that there's no bad public persona with the whole Fox thing going on. We're going to try to get a massive deal like that.
How do you feel about the Fox thing, man? Are you excited, or are you like, oh shit? What's your thoughts?
I'm conflicted because like I'm not one for like, unobstructed capitalism and monopolies. Like I really think that like there should be a plethora of different studios working that are actually making movies. It's just strange how like they have just stranglehold entertainment today. Even like sports casting they have too, which is like kind of weird.
I'm just so taking everything aside. Like I hate the idea of job. And I hate the idea that Fox had to sell in the first place. Like they had to because they were going broke and shit. What was the situation? They just like were fucking broke. Was that it?
I'm not sure, but like I mean that's probably the only reason why you would sell to
sell yourself, yeah.
Because like you want to either have job security or you want to like just like get some money at the end of the day.
I just the idea that now Deadpool and the X-Men and it's all gonna look like a movie. Just that I'm not excited for that, honestly. Like I want things like Shazam. I want things that look different. I want movies like Guardians of the Galaxy. And if every Marvel movie was as different and unique as Guardians of the Galaxy, I'd be more excited for Fantastic Four in the MCU or X-Men in the MCU. But like my fear is that they're gonna get, I don't want to throw shade at anybody, but they're gonna get like an Ant-Man and the Wasp type film for those movies. And then everyone's gonna be like, oh, but it's great because it's in the MCU. And you're like, hey, remember when Matthew Vaughn made like a really not comic accurate X-Men movie, but it was fucking amazing film with Michael Fassbender and James freaking McAvoy?
Yeah.
Like, say bye to that.
Yeah, like I will say like every indication that I've gotten from Deadpool. I mean, I'm a fanboy, as you can say, but like basically like every indication I've gotten has been like they want to keep Deadpool as comic accurate as possible, and like basically like I kind of like that aspect where like they're going to be very self-referential and very meta about the whole Disney hiring in that point. Like they're probably going to have Deadpool wearing a pair of Mickey Mouse ears and like be like, what kind of idiot gave me these fucking things or some shit like that, which would be funny. Yeah.
I was going to say, I think that you could really make a good Deadpool movie if it was PG-13. You would just have to, the whole premise of the movie would be that he keeps getting censored. Like you could have a good movie if it was like that meta where he's like terrified of the fact that he can't say fuck.
Yeah.
But I think they're going to leave it R, but I can't imagine that they will advertise it as a part of the MCU if it's R-rated, because you can't have kids wanting to go see Deadpool 3 if it's like going to have a fucking dick on screen in the first 3 minutes of the movie. Because thinking that like Spider-Man is going to be in there.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I feel like, I mean, maybe this whole Disney thing is like maybe cause for concern for people and stuff, but I mean, at the end of the day, I don't think they're gonna have the whole Disneyfier thing like to the extent where like I'm afraid they are. I mean, I could be wrong on that, but I think
I hope not. Yeah.
I don't think they will, because like literally the draw of fucking Deadpool is the fact that he's crass, he's self-referential, and he makes fun of everybody. They wouldn't bring a character like that into Disney just to fucking Disneyfy him, in my opinion.
Just to Disneyfy him, man. Yeah. Like, what if my biggest fear of all time is that we get Daredevil back, but it's Disneyfied Daredevil. That would really break my heart. That would destroy me. I'd quit YouTube. I'd just go under a rock. If I got like quippy, like fun-loving Daredevil, I just like cry in the corner, hanging out with RDJ. It's not Charlie Cox anymore.
Yeah. I again though, like I feel like with a property like that, that's something that got its start through that being kind of medium where it's like dark and it's brooding and like there is some levity, but it's mostly like a very dark and neo-noir kind of thing. I don't think that if they have smart marketing people there, they would like take the property and then just bastardize it, because I mean, like, what are they doing at a certain point? Now, something like Fantastic Four, they've had 3 absolute abortions of movies, so that I can understand, like overhauling the style a little bit, but when something has been critically praised and audience praised for having a certain style, I don't think they're gonna just like say fuck you to that, like, for no reason.
I hope not, man. I'm most excited out of this whole Disney thing. I'm most excited for their streaming service where they're gonna have like a Winter Soldier and Falcon show, and like a Scarlet Witch and Vision show that connects to the MCU, but it can be like smaller stories, 6 episodes. And I feel like that we can get a lot of creativity, and those won't be necessarily gray, or, there won't be a joke every 2 seconds, because a television audience, a television show is very different from the average MCU audience. That's,
Yeah, no, exactly. I totally agree because like, I just love the idea of having mini series in Marvel.
Oh, yeah.
I really love that because like it's like you said, like this episodic thing that we're seeing with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, it like I don't want to just reset at the end of the day when they, beat the villain. I want them to actually grow as people throughout different miniseries. And I feel like over a 6-hour-esque movie, if you want to call it that, I feel like you can actually show like conflicted characters. You can show the quippy and nonchalant side of things, but also show them actually mature. And I feel like this streaming service will actually help promulgate that. And I just hope they really take advantage of it, because if they don't, I'll be pretty upset.
Yeah, I mean, how much is it going to be? Like $15 a month, $10, something like that. But I think it'll definitely be. But will it be? Well, I just turned on the Bucky and Falcon show, and it looks like a Russo brothers Marvel movie with the same jokes and the same. I want it to be different. I want it to be creative and smaller, and have more of a style to it. And I think that's where, to bring it back to Shazam for a second, and like the new Joker trailer and stuff, I think Shazam is proof that you don't need to constantly set up the next movie for a film to work and for audiences to love it. And it can be fun, it can be serious, it can be emotional, but as long as it's a cohesive film, and it doesn't need to set up Shazam 2, 3, and 4. It doesn't, and it takes place in the DCU, kind of, but it's not like, oh, look, I'm going to mention the fact that Doomsday fucking killed Superman 47 times in the movie.
I totally agree. And like that's been the problem that DC has had. So it's actually really triumphant the fact that like they're able to do this now, because I mean, if you look at Batman v Superman, the problem with that movie is the fact that it felt like it had to set up a Darkseid movie and a Flash movie and an Aquaman movie and the Justice League, and then like introduce Diana Prince a little bit, and then introduce, well, I mean, Batman's one of the fucking central protagonists of the movie. Introduce him, set up his fucking arc, and then retroactively, reduce the amount of fuck ups that were in Man of Steel, and the movie forgets to be a good movie by itself, because like all it is doing, it's existing for the medium of the team up movie, as opposed to like having the smaller stories actually informative movie. Because if you look at the Avengers, every one of those phase 1 movies, regardless of subjective opinion, all those movies, they work by themselves, and it actually makes sense in their character arcs to have an Avengers movie. It's not retroactively the opposite, where you have a team up movie and then you try and like retcon why the solo stories make sense after the fact. And Shazam, it doesn't feel like it has to be self-referential. It doesn't feel like it has to be so meta where you get fucking tired of it. It's literally, it is a movie that takes place in the universe, a couple quips and references here and there, but it's a singly contained movie, which, honestly, like they should really start doing that. I think that they should take this as an indication that maybe the grand scale cinematic universe maybe is not the best choice for them going forward.
Yeah. And I just can't wait till. Did you watch the post-credit scene? Spoiler alert again.
Yeah, so
dude, Mr. Mind, the worm, they fucking did it. I saw him. I thought it was gonna be it when he was in the container and then it broke out, but they fucking actually had him in the movie, and I was so happy about that. It was perfect.
Like dude, like the villains are so weird for Shazam. Like I just love how like they embrace the fucking weirdness. Like, yeah,
they needed to, man. I don't think there's a way to adapt that without like, unless you went super. Imagine if Zack Snyder had directed Shazam. Billy's mom turns out to be like a junkie addict who's living in a box on the side of the street. Yeah. He goes and talks to her, and she's like fucking hitting the crack pipe. That's honest to God, this crap that would happen.
Dude, I know it's crazy because like,
and I'm glad they realized that. I mean, I'm gonna say this and get so much shit. Here I go. I need to shut my mouth sometimes, but there's a reason why. As soon as that vision was gone, these movies started to make $1 billion, like Aquaman, and get critical acclaim.
Yeah, I totally feel
it's like so clear.
Like, and like, look, you can have a dark, gritty superhero movie, and that's totally fine. Like, look at Infinity War. Infinity War, for the first 45 minutes, has some quips and stuff. But then once they get it out of their system, they actually dial the theme of the characters, then it can get dark, and then it can get really brooding. But you have to have some levity to bring people in the fucking seats. And then once you actually make people care about what's happening on screen, then you can be brooding. But, like, you can't just have them be dark and psychotic and stupid the entire way through. It doesn't, you can't relate to that at the end of the day.
you have like I don't think that the final fight. I love Civil War, the movie.
Yeah,
Captain America. You can't have that really final emotional fight between Tony and Steve if you didn't have a scene like that airport fight. Like it wouldn't work. Just if it started off and stayed that dark and gritty and broody and like, look, we're telling adult themes, you know, like Tony Stark's got daddy and mommy issues and Steve's get loyal to his friend, and you know, like
it was really funny. Batman v Superman and fucking Civil War, the final fight.
They have like the exact same plot.
It reaches the fucking climax because of the mom.
Yeah.
which I gotta say, that's one of my favorite lines in the entire MCU. It's like, you know, this won't change what happened. It's like, I don't care. He killed my mom, and literally beating the shit out of him. That like such a simple line, but like you said, the loaded premises behind it. Like, damn, like that hit me in the stomach. I fucking love that movie.
Well, I'm just so glad that DC's back on track, man. We said it in the two I think it was maybe the last pod when we talked Aquaman, whenever that was. Yeah, we said that like, okay, we really hope Shazam has the solid script, but Shazam does have the solid script. It really does.
Yeah, and it doesn't have the whole exposition dump like Aquaman does, like every 5 seconds.
It had very little exposition besides the wizard saying like, oh, this is what's up. Or like the police being like, Billy, you're a foster kid asshole.
Also, I just love how Digimon Hansu like really embraced the fucking weirdness of that role.
Oh my god, the camp.
It was awesome.
He was like at a level 10 the whole time. It was great. It was great.
You know, and like I also love like it looked like low budget to begin with, but then it turned high budget. The fucking statues, all the like the sins, and we just have like literally there's just like cartoonish statues, like big glowing red eyes.
Oh my god, I loved it.
Take it. You have to take the eye. Like it was.
I loved how campy that CGI stayed. Like even when they were killed, like when they when one of them, which I don't remember which one it was, but bit the guy's head off.
Yeah.
In the office. Yeah. That was so great because it looks like a cartoon, but then they could get away with like the fact that they just bit that guy's head off.
Yeah.
I cannot stop like glowingly talking about that movie.
It was just so much fun. Like you said, like it was a great balance between like the camp and the silliness and the goofiness and the innocence, but and like also it had like the adult themes and really impactful real world premises, but also just generally it was just a fun movie to watch. Like oh yeah, if you went in there and didn't crack a smile once, you went in there fucking sound asleep.
Yeah, dude, did you see my fucking Twitter rant I went on about Loud movie?
I want to talk to you about.
Dude, that was from Shazam. When I saw Shazam in the IMAX, everyone was cackling like at the smallest things. And that movie's funny. Like I'm all for it. Go ahead, laugh. But when you're sitting 2 rows back and like Freddy makes a joke about Batman that you probably don't understand, and you're going, ha ha, I'm just like, please, I can't hear. I can't hear the movie.
So this is my rant and annoying moviegoers. Number one, I agree with you totally. We're like, the comedy of movies, like, okay, first of all, we're going to sound so snide when we say this. I get that movies that have jokes are supposed to be laughed at. That's the whole point. Gut busting laughing for like a tiny little quip. I'm like, you're just trying to have a social reaction at this point.
Dude,
I'm like,
everything that RDJ says in any of the Marvel movies is just followed by like 40 neckbeards cackling. Like that. And it's like, I'm so passionately angry about this because I don't understand. It's not like, I don't think they get the joke half the time. And that may be like a dick thing to say on my end, but like, it's so quick that I don't know how you could laugh that hard at a little quick. Like he has a little quip, like Point Break in Avengers. I remember seeing that. And I'm 12. Okay. I don't know how old I was. I was a young lad when Avengers came out, but
yeah.
And his little Point Break joke to Thor, everyone starts cackling, all these little kids my age. And I'm like, how many of you fuckers know what Point Break is?
Yeah, it's like the way he says it, his timing, it's like, oh, it's supposed to be a joke. Ha 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 ha.
And yeah, just like that, dude. That's the guy, like, did you sit behind me at fucking Shazam? Because that's exactly what the guy sounded like.
Oh, God. Like,
and there was, I hate it, man. I hate it. The phone lights, the goddamn popcorn rustling in my ear.
Dude, honestly, we should have an unwritten rule. Unwrap your fucking candy before you get into the theater and have it in a bag.
Dude, yes. Dude, the worst is like when they crack open the box of like fucking Skittles and they rip open the bag and then they dig through it and it's like right behind me and I'm trying to watch the goddamn movie. I'm like, you couldn't wait till an action scene at least. You couldn't wait till like not a quiet moment.
Like, you know what they should do? They should like hand out like, okay, they give you your fucking candy. They give you a Ziploc bag, which is silent, and they just put the candy in that. Like, there you go. Like, just like, oh god. And like, but this thing that Shazam that really pissed me off. So there's this kid next to me, and like, first of all, let me be clear. I love like innocent kids going to movies. I think it's great. This kid,
me too.
Every time Shazam spoke, that's Shazam.
Oh my god, really? How old was he? Like 5?
Like maybe like 7 or 8 or something. That's too old to be doing that shit, man. That's too old.
Dude, like, why? I just don't. I think people just suck, and that's the moral of the story. Like, and it's apparently only like an American thing that people that hard.
Yeah.
Because on the Twitter post, like a few other YouTubers were like, yeah, it doesn't really happen here. Like, there's a few chuckles. Yeah. And I was just like, well, it makes sense. We're a bunch of fucking idiots, so it all makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. It's like Adam McKay was right. Adam McKay
yeah, exactly. Dude, I saw Vice and people cackled the whole time. And like, yeah, it's funny. It's really funny. You can laugh. But I'm not talking about laughter. I have to make that clear. I'm not talking about like going like that, like a little chuckle. Because that's normal. That's fine. You're enjoying yourself. I'm talking about when you want to be heard. When you want my ass 5 rows down to hear you laugh.
Like, fuck you.
Like, I paid $30 to go see Iron Man, not just to hear your annoying ass laugh.
Yeah. Now, I will say, there was one moment in Shazam where I think the gut busting was actually warranted. The robbery scene when, like, he's like, shoot me in the face. Like, shoot me in the face.
That's like a moment but that's time to have that kind of laugh.
Exactly. And like, that's something that really pisses me off because like when moments clearly are not supposed to have that much laugh associated with them, they have lines afterwards that fucking cut it back and you can't hear them.
You can't hear them at all.
It's like shitty because like clearly talented screenwriters like actually work those things into their script where it's like, I know this is going to get a laugh. They're talented comedians. James Gunn knows when he's going to get a laugh. Like when you have Star-Lord say some quip, he has silence afterwards or he cuts to another scene. Like he's a skilled fucking comedian.
Exactly. But then you get like the scene in Guardians 2 where they're talking about flying the ship and they're like switching the control back and forth and they're quipping back and forth, which is meant for chuckling, right? Saw it in the theater and I missed half the conversation. Because like Rocket Raccoon would say something funny, then it's like haha, and then I miss Quill's quip. But some people heard Quill's quip, so then they're laughing, and then I just want to like just run out of the theater and be like, I quit, I give up. This is it.
This is why. Yeah, this is why I should quit my job, become a movie critic, and get just press screenings whenever I fucking want to go see movies.
Oh, they're the best, man. I saw the Spider-Verse press screening, so I could review it. Yeah. I tweeted at Spider-Verse, and they gave me one in early screening. Dude, sitting with the press, that is like how I want to watch every movie. Everyone has a fucking notepad to like write. All the critics, like old school critics, have the notepad.
Yeah.
And it's just so quiet and so involved, and it's just great.
Goddamn.
I'm gonna fucking start a petition where it's like I want movie theaters to stay open because I love the theater experience. I just don't want anyone else in the theater. Like if you're gonna laugh, I don't want you in the theater. I'll pay the extra money to go see the damn movie with myself. Myself.
You know what you do? You know those like those respirator things that basically muffle. So like there's this thing where opera singers will have this, or basically it's almost like a portable sound system like that like insulates their entire face and so they can practice in public. What if what if they distributed one of those to everybody who walks in the theater? So not only can you not hear laughter, you can't hear shit.
I'd be down. I'd be so down.
You know, let's quit both of our jobs. You stop YouTube, I'll start my PhD, and we'll start a Kickstarter. Silent movies.
Silent movies. Oh man. Just because we're so fucking sick of the annoying laughter. That's so.
But it's like.
I feel like such an asshole because like you're
same.
If you're genuinely laughing, good for you. But I know that most people aren't fucking genuinely laughing. You just want to be noticed, man, and that's what bothers me.
Yeah, like, or you're laughing because other people are laughing.
Oh, it's like, yeah, you think you're supposed to be laughing, so you're gonna fake a laugh. That's even worse, man. Don't be a sheep. Just to make up your own mind. Laugh when you want to laugh.
Exactly. And
I've never heard someone laugh as hard as they were laughing at like some Freddy jokes in this movie. I have never once in my life. In any of the days on days in my 19 years of existing, hanging out with my friends, hanging out with whoever, have ever laughed as hard as people were pretending to or forcing at that Shazam movie premiere. I couldn't have a breakdown on the fucking fog.
Don't wake up the puppy, man.
Oh yeah, good. He is asleep. Which is nice. Right, well, I'm gonna bring him next time.
All right, well, let's talk about the puppy though. So you recently got a HiTop Hound.
Yeah, the HiTop Hound. I don't know if you can see him in the cage a little bit in the background, but he's there. He's sleeping right now.
All right,
but,
so
I wanted a dog.
What promulgated this thing? Like, I mean, I assume you're a dog person.
Dude, I've never had a dog. I just always want. My lovely fans, thank you all if you're watching. I can afford to take.
You completely cut out. As I said, I've always wanted a dog. Yeah, you completely cut out.
Oh shit. Okay, no, I was thanking the fans, man. I was like, thanks to the fans, I can finally afford to take care of a dog.
Nice.
So like, thanks to the HiTop fans, I've always wanted one, and I didn't want to like beg my parents, and I did when I was little, but like, recently I didn't want to be like, hey mom, hey dad, can you buy me a dog? And then I was like, screw it. So then Natalie and I got a dog. It's like our son.
Aww.
It's like having a kid without having a kid, but puppies are fucking stressful, man.
They are, for sure. Like, does it like bug you when you're trying to write and shit?
Oh, dude, I haven't been able to get like any work done. That's why I cranked out that Shazam video. I got Natalie to watch him, just like take him with her around for the day so I could crank out the Shazam video. But I haven't worked on anything intensely because he always wants attention right now.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he'll grow out of it because he's a young lad, but I haven't been able to get anything done at the moment, but eventually I will. I'll come back to YouTube eventually when I'm ready.
For sure. Yeah. But, oh, dude, I forgot to tell you. So, my channel finally got like monetized, like because of the fucking Thanos video, the watch.
Oh, so you can make 5 cents now.
Exactly. So, but like, I tried to email YouTube and I was like, how long is it gonna take? Because like, this will probably be the only video that goes viral on my channel, to be completely honest with you. So I was like,
that's not, man. No, once you have one, that means you have, how many subscribers did you off that video?
I don't know, man. Let me. I know I got like a good amount. Like, I think I got like 2,000 or some shit.
See, but then now you have like 2,000. I wouldn't say loyal fans because not everyone who subscribes. I know that if I upload something that's not cape shit, only like 30 people will watch it. But I mean, out of those 2,000 people, there's definitely some loyal fans now. So always build the audience, man.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, for people that are watching that came from the Thanos video, thank you very, very much. I appreciate it. And I will not let you down.
Go watch his other videos.
Exactly. Watch my Adam McKay one, for the love of God. Like that one, like I'm kind of upset that one didn't get like a lot of like a traction because like I worked my fucking ass off in that video and I totally get it. It's like Thanos is a hot topic because all the memes of Ant-Man entering his anus. So like.
Dude, did you see the fucking Russo's Instagram profile picture is like Thanos? It's just look at it. Just look it up. I can't describe it. It's really funny.
It's on Instagram?
Yeah, it's their profile pic.
Instagram. Okay. Pulling it up right now. Thanos left butt cheek.
Dude, they acknowledged it. I think that's so funny. It's a Venn diagram. That's the word I fucking lost in my brain though.
Oh my God. See, okay, you can't imagine if you're laughing at that. That's genuinely fucking funny.
No, that's funny. But
that's genuinely funny.
But also, we're on a podcast. You're not like in a dark movie theater with like 400 people around you.
Alex, turn your fucking phone off. Jesus Christ.
Oh my God, dude. I don't even understand. Like, what is going to happen in 2 hours on your goddamn phone? Like, what is happening on Twitter that's going to change your life while you're in this movie theater?
Like, and dude, like, why the fuck would you pay to see it if you're going to like, be distracted the entire time?
Why would you pay that? Movies are fucking expensive. Why? Exactly. I don't.
Yeah.
I just hate the general public. I'm gonna go live on a fucking hilltop with no Wi-Fi. You're just gonna have to call.
Hashtag HiTop on hilltop.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna live like Bruce Wayne, just in my own little like Bruce Wayne and like Batman Beyond, old man Bruce Wayne, off out of the city, just on this like in this mansion in a bat cave where I just sit there depressed all day.
Dude, so I recently I've been rewatching the Unlimited Justice League. I've been watching
so
that
good,
recently. Dude, and like fuck that last episode when like
with Batman Beyond. Oh, it's like, so good, right?
Like and like I love Amanda Waller's like speech, and it's like, why do this? And it's like the universe must always have a Batman, and I was like,
really good.
God damn, that's fucking.
And
good.
you think it's gonna be dumb when they're like, oh, he's like Bruce Wayne's DNA was injected in his dad, and he's really the son of Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
Like that could have been so dumb, and I usually hate shit like that, but they pulled it off. That's so well written.
Exactly. And like the fact that like it's an arc for Amanda Waller where it's like, like she hated Batman, but then she came to respect him, and then she came to love him at the end of his life and stuff.
Oh my God, dude, that scene with Ace, not the Bat Hound, Ace, the girl, when he like sits with her while she dies, it makes me bawl.
Dude, dude, those fucking animated stories are so much better than any of the shit that we get in the DCEU. Like dude, okay, honestly, and this is like one of my biggest fucking triggers of all time. Batman is supposed to be this altruistic, noble, and genius guy. Why the fuck wouldn't you fucking transcribe Justice League Doom to a fucking movie? Like,
yep.
Like literally, because think about it. I talked about this, I think, in episode 12 or 11 with Abdallah. Like, so the whole premise is Batman is inducted into the Justice League. He realizes that, oh shit, I'm a human among all these godlike characters. And if one of them succumbs to mind control like they have in the past, the entire world's going to be destroyed. So I have contingency plans to neutralize them. And that sets up Batman as one, a moral arbiter, because he's the person who's like, I have the foresight and the fucking intelligence to say, hey, an unchecked fucking universe is probably not good. 2, it shows him as a genius guy. And 3, it shows that people can be taken advantage of very, very easily. Like, because people can just steal your plans and you're fucked. Which, if they made that movie into a fucking DCEU movie, it would be better than any of the shit that we've got.
Oh, yeah. Dude, like, if they adapted anything from the Bruce Timm, Paul Dini, that whole universe, if they adapted the animated series, any episode of that show, literally fucking anything, even the bad one.
Dude, Sub-Zero. Oh, my God.
Oh, so good. That's all I want. I pitched you on on a previous podcast. Yeah. That's my Batman movies, Mr. Freeze, man. Like, such a good Batman story you can tell is with Mr. Freeze.
Yeah, because like when you first said that, I was like, kind of an interesting choice. But I realized he's one of the only truly sympathetic Batman villains. Like, and
it brings out the best in Batman.
Exactly.
And it could bring out the worst too. It's like really, he's a villain that can bring so much out of Batman.
Yeah, totally. All right, well, I mean, I don't want to take too much of your time. I think Ace is probably licking his own nuts right now, so I don't want you to, have to.
Yep. Yeah, he is. No, I'm just kidding.
Perfect.
Not the most.
Yeah. So real quick.
Oh shit! Wait, hold on, dude. I just unplugged my fucking headphones, so I can't hear shit. Don't hang up yet. Just roast me.
Fucking idiot! Oh my God, I can't believe he's so unprofessional. He's so unprofessional. God, I can't believe this guy, this unprofessional motherfucking 19-year-old. Hey man, how are you? Good to see you again.
Dude, I heard some of that. I heard the end.
But unprofessional fucking cuck.
Well, yeah, not all of us can have that fancy little mic stand you got going on there.
Hey, I had no comeback for that, so okay. Yeah, but no,
thanks
dude,
for having
honestly,
me,
Craigslist, man. Like, this is like, that's.
You told me that last time I was here. I should fucking go to Craigslist, and I didn't listen to you.
Literally, Craigslist is the only place for discount things. It's not just for sex acts.
Oh, good. That's good to know.
All right, so generally, before I let you go, 2019 movies most anticipated. What do you got?
Oh, I'm excited. I said this last time I was on here, I think. I'm excited to see Under the Silver Lake. I've already seen it, but I'm excited for the world to see it. And I have no idea if they're releasing that theatrically or not. The Andrew Garfield movie that you saw a trailer.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that they like released in France, I think, on digital, but they didn't release here yet. I'm excited to see how the world reacts to that. I want to see that in a theater for sure.
Yeah.
Endgame, obviously. I can't believe I forgot that big one. I fucking spent 3 hours trying to buy my tickets, but
3 hours, dude. That's so. I live in a suburb of Chicago, and literally, I spent maybe 10 minutes on the site, and I got my tickets.
Yeah, good for you, man. Good for you. Yeah, I did. It crashed AMC A-list, so then I had to go on Fandango and wait for 45 minutes in a wait list. But then I had to go to a different theater because it crashed. I don't need to get into it, but I'm excited to see Endgame. What else, man? What else comes out? There's definitely some shit I'm forgetting. The guy who directed Hereditary new movie. I'm definitely excited to see that this year.
I think it's this year, yeah. Dude, first of all, Hereditary, how disturbing was that fucking movie?
It still haunts me, man. I'm still afraid of corners. Like, just dark corners.
Dude, like, oh, fuck.
I'm looking at movies in 2019 to see.
Be exhausted, okay. Yeah. I hear you.
Hellboy, fuck no. I think that's going to be so bad.
It literally looks like Hellboy was inducted into the MCU. Like, for
oh my God, but like, it's R-rated, so, but it looks horrible. I can't believe they got rid of Del Toro for that.
Yeah.
I'm never seeing Dumbo. That came out, but I'm never going to see Tim Burton's Dumbo. I have no desire to ever see that movie.
Yeah, because it's like, it's going to be quirky for the sake of being quirky, and I don't give a fuck about any of that shit.
Dark Phoenix, I'm excited to see how that turned out.
That's going to be really bad.
Dude, what if it turns out to be fucking good? What if that's the biggest plot twist? I doubt it, though. Godzilla, I'm actually really pumped for. I hope it's not bad.
Yeah.
That trailer is so great.
With King Ghidorah, holy shit.
John Wick Chapter 3, even though I wasn't a huge fan of Chapter 2, I'm really excited for Chapter 3.
Yeah.
Okay, let me give you like 2 more, then I'll shut the fuck up. Brightburn, there we go. I just need to jog my memory. Brightburn's one of my most anticipated movies.
Okay, so fill me in on that. So like, is it James Gunn who's like directing it or like writing it?
Gunn produced it, and Gunn's 2 brothers, not Sean, not the one who plays Rocket. Okay. Gunn's other 2 brothers wrote it, and it's not directed by a Gunn. He's just a producer who is like heavily involved with it. Okay,
and so Brightburn, it's like what if Superman was evil, basically?
Yes, and I think it's very much like it's if you saw the trailer, the trailer's a fucking parody of Man of Steel. So I think it's very much like a parody of the idea of like a dark Superman. So like this is like what an actual evil dark Superman looks like versus like, you know, so whatever weird. Man of Steel was and whatever, you know, Superman is in the books. This is like if a kid crashed in a ship but wanted to conquer mankind because humanity sucks and is mean to him.
That's so interesting. Where it's like that's actually like a meta representation of Superman, where it's like dark and brooding and stuff, which actually makes sense.
But it's scary. I think it's like says a lot that it's a parody of Man of Steel, except the trailer's a parody of Man of Steel.
Yeah.
Except it's terrifying because this is what Superman actually looks like if he's killing all these people.
Yeah.
This is what it would be.
That's pretty sweet, actually, to be honest with you.
Okay. Okay. I got nothing else.
All right.
Now.
So for, you know, I guess just like, you know, my nerd boner, definitely Endgame for sure. I'm really, really excited for that. I definitely want to see John Wick Chapter 3 because they're a guilty pleasure, but a quality guilty pleasure. Like
I love the first film.
Oh yeah, like it's such a silly premise too, where it's like they kill his dogs, therefore he's really pissed and he's got to like, you know, kill all these people and stuff. And like
it wasn't just a dog. That's what was this like. It wasn't just a puppy in the trailer. Keanu Reeves. I can't do a good Keanu impression.
I know Kung Fu.
That's pretty good, man.
I told you, man. Impression's my only thing I'm fucking good at in life. Everything else is fucking suck at.
Rip. And on that note, goodbye.
No, but and what else? I have fucking the Quentin Tarantino movie. I think is my number 1.
Oh, I'm so dumb. Of course, yeah.
That's gonna be amazing. And then I'm really honestly, I want to see the new Aladdin movie because it's gonna be fucking terrible, and I can't wait to see how much of a fucking abortion it is. To be honest.
Oh my god, so many memes are gonna come out of that. You're gonna be sending me Aladdin about the genie, about Will Smith. Dude, Will Smith saying that's hot. What was that? What he said? And fucking the genie in 1 year is too much Will Smith memery for
y'all.
Me.
Jokers must be crazy.
What are we? Some kind of Suicide Squad? So that's it. We're some kind of Suicide Squad.
Oh my god, terrible. All right, man. Well, this is good. I'll let you tend to Ace. He's probably licking his own nuts with a lot of delight right now. But tell these 6 people who have never heard you before where to find you.
You can find me on Twitter at HiTop Films. You can find me on YouTube at HiTop Films. I'll have a video coming out probably in 2 weeks. So stay tuned for that. And thanks for having me on, man.
Of course, man. We'll do it again. You know, if you're not provided, you're, you know, sick of my memes and shit.
If I'm alive. If I make it through this puppy, yeah.
All right. Lone Chemist Podcast, episode 26. Peace.